Hello and welcome. You're watching FII. I am Sonal Mehrotra Kapoor. Well, Diwali is over. Winter season is coming in. The smog season with that coming in as well. It's not just a Delhi NCR problem, it's a North India problem. We all know that by now. So visible smog, pollution so thick, so toxic, so bad, it's actually visible to the naked eye. And then cities getting invisible behind it. That's what we are focusing on, and we thought the best way to start this conversation is by understanding how this smog impacts you. How deeply does it impact your body, your mind, your lungs, your eyes, several other parts as well. So let's kick in with our explainer. Now, families affected due to air pollution. We looked at a survey that talked about this, and guess the numbers there. They're going to baffle you. 4 in 5 families living in Delhi NCR have someone who is now experiencing ailments due to polluted air. Look at that figure over there. 4 in 5 families. That means 22% citizens say they or someone in their family have already visited a doctor or a hospital regarding this air pollution related ailment. 28% Delhi NCR families plan to use air purifiers to cope with polluted air. 61% plan to use anti-pollution masks as well. 91% Delhi residents believe that various authorities were completely or partially ineffective in enforcing transformation, distribution and sale of crackers this Diwali as well. But while you look at those figures, just go back to that number again on 4 in 5 families know someone, have someone in their own family who has one or more ailments. So many of them now landing up in hospitals. That's how bad the situation is. If you haven't felt the effects of air pollution just yet, you are in minority. Remember that. Now, ailments experience, we tried to look at that in that survey as well. And that is 48% experiencing difficulty in breathing. 44% sore throat or cough or both. 44% also are reporting down with runny nose, congestion or burning eyes. That's how bad the situation is as of this moment. And if we looked at some other data, family members dealing with it, 22% visited a doctor for a hospital regarding an air pollution related ailment. 26% have health ailments due to pollution but have not visited a doctor just yet. 43% said there is no impact as of this moment. These are the responses of over 8,000 people who were spoken to in Delhi NCR region as a survey done by local circles. So that is how bad the situation is. What makes it so bad? This smog. What is this smog? Smog is basically air pollution that reduces visibility, or the kind of pollution that is actually visible to the naked eye, because smoke mixes up with fog, very basically to understand that. Usually comes from burning of coal, industrial areas, fossil fuel toxins, including small carbon particles as well. When all of these travel deep into your lungs and damage tissues, right? That is how it leads to breathing difficulty, it leads to irritation in several other ENT zones as well. The most harmful, in fact, let's begin with that, PM 2.5. We all know what this is by now. It is basically particulate matter that is so deep and it travels into your respiratory tract. The exposure to fine particles can cause short-term health effects and long-term health effects as well. It impacts your eyes, it impacts your nose, your throat. There is lung irritation, there is coughing, there is sneezing, there's runny nose, shortness of breath, all thanks to PM 2.5. The worsens medical condition as well, such as asthma or heart diseases. The long-term exposure, slow deaths really in rate of chronic bronchitis as well, and is much worse on people who already have compromised hearts and lungs. So imagine what it's doing to older people, imagine what it's doing to kids as well. Let's look at PM10 now. The particles are small enough to get into your throat and lungs, but high levels of PM10 can make you cough, your nose to run and eyes to sting as well. People with heart or lung conditions might have even more symptoms from PM10, wheezing, chest tightness, difficulty in breathing. All of them are being caused by PM 2.5 and PM 10. PM 10 also comes out from smoke, from sea salt, car and truck exhausts, industry sources as well, like Environmental Protection Authority as well. All of them have been talking about PM 10. So, what have you known today? You have known how bad is the impact of air pollution in Delhi NCR. You know why it is being caused. You know two kinds, PM 2.5, PM 10, the worst, that is really making you die a slow death, worse impact on kids and older people as well. What exactly then, because it's FII, we tell you, can be done about this? How to, we're not talking about big policy changes, that's going to take years, and governments, going by the track record, are going to be sleeping on this for more and more time to come. But what can you and I do as individuals to take caution while this happens? Joining us now are experts and doctors who will be answering those questions. Dr. Vikas Maurya is the director at Pulmonology, Fortis Hospital, Shalimar Bagh, joins us now. Thanks so much for your time, Dr. Maurya. Dr. Ajay Swaroop, he is the chairman at ENT Gangaram Hospital. He joins us. Also with us is Dr. Prabhat Maheshwari. He is the chief neonatal and pediatric critical care at Artemis Hospital in Gurugram. Thank you all for your time. Let me start with Dr. Ajay Swaroop. I'm assuming, Dr. Swaroop, that your clinic right now and your OPD is flooded with people coming with similar issues right now. In our office, I can tell you, in our workplace, which has air purifiers running all the time, even here I've had my colleagues who have talked about issues in the eye, about an irritant in the cornea that is being caused, all thanks to pollution.
First let me clarify, I am an ENT specialist, so I am dealing with the ear, nose and throat, not with the eye as such.
Right.
But the pathology and pathophysiology remains the same. We are not exactly flooded, but yes, definitely the incidence is much higher than usual, and the patients are presenting with typical findings of, exposure to air pollution. And air pollution exposure, whether it is short-term or long-term, carries grave health risks. And as far as my specialty is concerned...
Can you define, when you say grave health risk, what does that mean? For people who are still in denial.
Yeah, they are. The incidence is very high. And we are getting a lot of patients with allergic symptoms like nasal discharge, nasal blockage, leading on to a sore throat, and cough, wheezing, and ultimately leading on to chest infections. So the incidence of these type of patients has definitely increased over the last 3-4 days.
I see. And Dr. Swaroop, so typical reaction that I hear from people is that we got to brace it up, we got to live with this, it's not going anywhere. Yes, it's going to happen, I'm going to have cough and cold, I'm going to pop a pill and I'll get fine. Is that the case? Or can you talk to us in a little bit more detail about the long-term impact of what exposure to smoke can do to an individual?
Yeah. Long-term impact is very, very dreadful. It starts off, as I've said, with apparently very simple things like a cough and a cold, but gradually the lung tissue is affected, gradually the immunity it goes down, especially in small children, in sick elderly patients or patients already having respiratory problems. They are the ones that are worst affected, and it steadily leads on to bronchitis, it leads on to COPD, emphysema, and there have been reports that even lung cancer has been reported as a direct relation to air pollution.
So reports talking about that. But since you mentioned kids over here, let me bring in Dr. Prabhat now. Dr. Prabhat Maheshwari with us on the program as well. Dr. Maheshwari, talk us through what exactly are you seeing as trends that pop up at your OPD right now. Kids we know are being born. We've done this year after year. Breaks my heart to say this. Year after year, we've spoken about how kids are born now with malfunctioned lungs, kids born with complications, all because their parents were exposed to this sort of smog year after year. Yeah,
so it's a very important issue for the kids particularly. And as you rightly said, that it can affect from fetus to children of older age. And as typically in children after Diwali or so, in this type of season, we see many kids who are coming with respiratory distress, particularly exacerbation of asthma that we see in OPDs. And also there's a effect, if you see, there's a effect of air pollution even on the fetus. So when the children are born, before that, their growth is affected by air pollution. Typically, they are born with less birth weight, and they can have also complications of, overall estimation of growth is hampered in those babies. So if you can see from fetus to newborn age to infancy to older age children, they all are affected, and children are more affected because they are spending more time outdoors and they are breathing at faster rates. So they are ingesting more air pollution as compared to adults. So that's why it's much more important for kids, and they have their whole life ahead of them. And if
so, Dr. Maheshwari, what do you advise then parents to be, or young parents right now to do in this situation?
Well, it's very difficult to advise the right thing because it's not their fault. This is the environment that we are living in. So unless we control this environment, we control the air pollution, then we cannot ask the parents to keep their kids indoor all the time and use the air purifier. That is not the way forward. I think as a society, they have to decide what they want to do for the future generation. And it's not a one-day event. It's basically it's a change in the lifestyle of vehicular pollution to dust to smoke. All these things contribute. So I think everybody has to
Some doctors advise just leaving the National Capital Region because they say that's the last thing that you can do.
Well, in some cases where kids are not able to breathe freely and they are exposed to asthma, or they have some pre-existing lung disease, no matter what you do, if you stay in this environment, then they're going to suffer. So sometimes it is advisable, medically advisable for them to go to some other place if we cannot change the environment here. It's unfortunate.
All right, Dr. Maurya, let me come to you next. When it comes to impact on the lungs, we are talking at a time when so many people are still suffering from long COVID. So many people are facing issues because of COVID-19. In an atmosphere like that, could you tell us what exactly is it that PM 2.5, PM10 does when it enters your lung?
Yeah, I think it's a very good question. And what happens that you have such a air pollution, and the equate is very low. At one time,
I'm getting some audio trouble at your line. Let me quickly take a break. We'll fix that and we'll come back to take comments from Dr. Maurya. You're watching FII. We're talking about air pollution and what it does to you. Welcome back. We're talking about air pollution and how it impacts your lungs, your eyes, your ears, your nose, everything else in your body as well, especially the impact it has on younger kids and older people. Let's go back and get in a view of how exactly it's impacting your lungs with Dr. Maurya. Go ahead, sir, please.
Yeah, thank you once again. What happens that in last 2014 when the WHO declared that they were having 4.1 million deaths out of pollution, I think the whole world became much more, thinking about that, yes, something is happening. And then we also in India take more care of. And what we found that, when you breathe such air, which has very hazardous, it goes inside, it causes, inflammation in your lungs lining, cause, attack bronchitis, in asthmatic, it can cause acute attack, can lead to chronic bronchitis and COPD. And then even cause long-term exposure, the chronic exposure can even lead to lung exposure. And these particular matter like 2.5 and 2.5 specifically is very good. They can even get absorbed from the lung lining into the blood and then go to the various other organs. As has been said by the neonatologists, go to the fetus. They can even go to the heart and can cause attacks. So long-term.
So what do you advise your patients then, Dr. Maurya? to always wear N95 whenever you're stepping out, even inside a car, because that's where, because if you're on the road and you're stuck in a traffic jam, a lot of this toxic air is going to come in. Always have air purifiers on. What is your advice to people?
See, there are two kind of people. One who are having chronic lung diseases or some cardiac disease or other chronic ailments. Obviously, these people are advised to wear an N95 mask, and specifically at the time of COVID, they advise that they should not. They should not wear the mask with the valve. N95 mask should be wear without the valve by these people. And obviously, the other people who are normal individuals but who have sensitive disease, they should also wear N95. So the normal people should also wear it. The second thing
So you're saying switch your cloth mask and your regular clinical mask and a double mask to an N95, because that's going to work both ways in the present scenario as well. Let me go to Dr. Swaroop next. Dr. Swaroop, your advice really to people right now, and people, as of this moment, I'm hearing for the first time this season, after so much of awareness has happened around, new cases emerge of something in the eye, something in the ear, in the throat as well. What has been your experience of how post-Diwali was this year compared to, say, last year?
Oh, well, I think, we have very short memories, and that is the ultimate problem. And that is why every year we keep on harping on this, and then figures change, maybe 1% here, 1% there. The situation is bad, situation is terrible, and we have to do something at our own level also. Internationally, nationally, so many steps are being suggested, taken, whatnot. But now, since we are being faced directly, we have to take personal steps. And I feel all patients who are vulnerable, which means senior patients, young children, already sick patients, they must be very, very careful. They must travel only when required. In the house, they should take all precautions, wear a mask, use air purifier, use green plants, any methodology to reduce the level of pollution. It's our personal duty, because we are protecting ourselves as well as the society.
What you're proposing, Dr. Swaroop, almost sounds like a self-quarantine.
Oh, well,
this time not from COVID, but from air pollution.
No. I am not talking of self-quarantine. I am talking of self-discipline. The question is, it's a problem. Everybody knows it. It's been discussed all the time. And at various levels, steps have been taken, are being taken. But since we are directly involved, we are directly affected, till the time some sort of utopian society is evolved and we have good air quality all the year round, we have to take as much precautions as possible. That's the only way. Otherwise, small children will suffer, elderly will suffer.
Okay. Dr. Maheshwari, to you then, your advice. I'm just hearing more discipline, do this, do that, but at the end of the day, if we want our policy makers to understand what it's doing to people, if we want them to take some quick reactions, we want them to act on it, we need for people to understand what is happening. In Delhi and NCR, what year after year, day after day, minute after minute, just breathing is doing to people.
Yeah, my advice is not for children. My advice is for adults. Dear adults, get your act together so the children can breathe freely. It's no fault of theirs that they have to live in this society, in this environment where they can't even breathe freely, they can't even play out. Unfortunately, this is the time of year where every year we face this problem. Many kids are coming with, they're not able to live up to their potential. The most important problem here in this area is not only smoke, but also dust. So both the things together, they create a huge impact on the pollution, and that's how kids are affected. Children have not been going to school for almost 2 years, and when the schools are about to open, now opening in NCR, and that time the pollution level is probably at the maximum. And now when they are going to go out, they are going to breathe in the air that is very toxic for them. So I think there is no single advice that is going to help this, or in the near future we are going to overcome this. But I think we have to, as a society, take responsibility of our acts,
Right.
so that the future generation don't have to suffer
Dr.
from
Maheshwari,
our
can I also
faults.
ask you this? The impact and what happens to your body because of long exposure to smog, is that reversible? Is there a way that a lifestyle change that we can do that you can actually reverse the impact, reverse the change?
See, typically, if any adverse event, if it is sustained in a short period of time, it can be reversible. But year after year, you are exposing to the same adverse events, then things are irreversible. The lungs that have damaged, there will be irreversible damage if we don't, protect them early. So yes, for a short period of time, the body has a mechanism to overcome it. But if it is going on unstoppable, then I think we are losing the battle there. I mean, typically you are seeing many young adults are losing their hairs. Many kids are coming with white hairs. Many children are coming with respiratory problems. Obesity is a part of this. Surprisingly, you'll be surprised to know that obesity is also related to air pollution.
Oh, really?
Not only this. Yeah. So typically, if you see the WHO, guidelines or a WHO document of air pollution, there are many diseases, not only obesity, childhood cancer, metabolic disorders, ear infections, they all have linked to air pollution.
see.
And we'll be surprised to know that 1 in 4 death in children less than 5 years of age is somehow linked to air pollution. And more than 93%
We've been looking at those numbers
population
and
of children,
they are very troubling. But I just want to
Staggering.
leave our viewers with this thought. You can do as much of yoga as you want. You can eat as healthy food you can want. You can try to lead a good and healthy life. But as long as you're breathing this air, it's going to catch you somewhere or the other. And that is why it needs to be sorted for everyone, for kids, for young adults, even for our elderly. We deserve better. We leave you with that thought. We'll continue with this conversation even tomorrow on FYI. So come right back for that.